All right, Shabbos, say good morning. Good morning. Let us begin. We are continuing Mesillas Yesharim today in Perek Chof Beis, chapter 22, in Mesillas Yesharim. The Ramchal writes as follows. So remember again, we're speaking about over here in the midah of anava, the midah of humility. So the Ramchal writes, he says, Hine hachachma hi mevia yosras adam lidei hisnasus v'gaiva. This is actually incredible. Wisdom often brings a person to a state of arrogance. How so? Lifi shekvar hi ma'ila sheba adam atzmo b'chelek hanichbad shalav da'hainu ha'seichel. Because chachma, wisdom, is a function of man's most unique characteristic, which of course is his intellect. So when man finds that he has proficiency in his most unique characteristic, ultimately, which is his intellect, that leads him to become a Baal Gaiva, to become arrogant. And this is incredible. Now the truth is, when you think about wisdom, there's no person who possesses independent, self-contained wisdom. Right? In order to become a wise person, it's not just, Chazal said, Ezu chacham halo min mikol adam, who is wise, the one who is able to learn from every single person. So that's not just like a nice Maimar Chazal, it's objectively true, right? In other words, at the end of the day, no person contains just an independent, self-contained body of wisdom. You always have to learn from other people. Sometimes you even have to learn from your own students. So say, how could a person become arrogant about something that they don't have mastery over themselves? In other words, here I am. I feel like I'm a wise person. I feel like I've acquired all of this, and now I use it to look down upon other people. Now I use it for self-aggrandizement, which is so ironic, because this is not something that I possessed on my own. Good morning. Yeah, I think it seems to be this one just is not turning on. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Thank you. Right, this is not something that I possess on my own. Not something ultimately, again, unless maybe it didn't charge. I don't know. I think it's charged. And not something I possess on my own. Not something ultimately I've developed on my own, but rather something for which I need other people. See, he goes on, he says, therefore, if it's something that I need other people for, how could I become a Baal Gaiva? How could I become arrogant? Mishu bal seichel yasha afilu mzacha lios chacham gadol muflog be'emes kisheyistakel v'yisboning yira shein makom legava v'isnasos. She will say, when a person really begins to analyze, and a person might be gifted, a person might be intellectually gifted, a person might be wise, but that wisdom by itself doesn't just come from me. Not just the pshat that there's something special in me that this has been developed. It's a gift from Hashem. It's a gift from Hashem. V'haraya, the proof is, I need other people to develop it. I need other people to learn from. I need other people to grow from. So how could I use this as a source of self-aggrandizement, of arrogance, and potentially to look down upon others? In other words, we'll say, his whole chap is that my wisdom is only a result of what I learn from other people. It's true, a person may possess the ability to intuit certain things or understand certain things, but at the end of the day, without the ability to learn from others, that need of wisdom cannot be, or that attribute or that wisdom cannot be developed. So how could I use it as a source of gaiva? Kihine, mishu bal seichel sheyodea yosra me'achirim eino osel ma shebechok tivo lasos keof shemabia uf. We'll say this is incredible. This is because think about it. Maybe a person possesses a bit more of a dose of intellectual acumen, right? Maybe there are people who possess intellectual prowess, who just possess like certain. He says, so what? He says that's part of your nature. No different than it is the nature for a bird to fly. He says, does a bird become a Baal Gaiva because it can fly? Right? Does a bird become arrogant, so to speak, because it can fly? No. Why? Because that's the bird's nature. That's what a bird does. So a person who may possess a certain degree of heightened intellect, you didn't do anything for that. Right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you that particular gift. It's not something you earned. So because it's not something you earned, then at the end of the day, how can you become a Baal Gaiva about it? Right? When the ox pulls his plow, The ox is a beast of burden, pulls his plow. Does the ox become a Baal Gaiva saying, look at me, I pulled my plow? No, that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave it the koach to do. Kemishu chacham hu lefi shetivo mavil hazeh. The Bible says really incredibly profound. So to someone who is a chacham, understand you're a chacham. Why? Because Hashem gave you the kelim. I will say, we see this, by the way. When it comes to intellect, when it comes to ability to understand, and the ability to discern, to intuit, these are God-given abilities. Can you develop your God-given abilities? Absolutely. Absolutely. I will say, the simplest example of this is, you can't develop a photographic memory. You can't like to say, I'm going to work for the next 2 weeks to develop a photographic. You have it or you don't have it. And if you have it, that's a gift from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you don't have it, then you don't possess it. But Lamaisa, at the end of the day, it's not something you worked on to do something. So if it's been given to you, the same way that the bird's been given the ability to fly, the same way that the ox has been given the ability to pull the yoke, you don't become a Baal Gaiva over that. I will say, you know what? Maybe I'm a very smart person. Maybe I have enhanced intellect. And if someone else were to be given the same tools that I have, they would be as smart as me as well. In other words, what Ramchal is trying to point out over here is, essentially, I will say, very often, we become Baalei Gaiva over gifts that are not our own, right? Over things that I have not developed, but have been given to me. So how could I become a Baal Gaiva over something that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was given to me? Had Hashem given it to Ruvain, to Shimon, to Levi, they would have been able to do the same things I do. He decided to give it to me. Imke, in kan leisnas. Therefore, we'll say a person cannot become arrogant. Ela im yesh chachma rabba. So this is beautiful. So what do you do if indeed you've been given great wisdom? You have to share it. If Hashem, I will say this is a general rule, that if Hashem gives you a gift, your gifts in life are not for you. They are for you, but they're for you to go ahead and share with others. Al tachzik tov la'atzmecha, ki lekach no shatar. It's very beautiful. He says, I'm sorry, I skipped. If you have a lot of wisdom, so go and share that wisdom with other people who don't have it. He goes on, he says, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, he quotes Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai from Pirkei Avos, Im lamadata Torah harbe, al tachzik tova li'atzmecha ki lekach no tzar. A little bit of a play on words. If you've learned much Torah, do not hold that Torah just for yourself, because for that reason you were created. In other words, take whatever gift you have and share it with others. We'll say, what a way to live. What a way to live. Recognize we are all the beneficiary of divine gifts. Things that I did not earn. Things that I did not per se work on to acquire, but have been given to me. Whatever's been given to you as a gift has been given to you to share. That's the rule. That's the principle. He goes on, he says, Im asher yismach bechelko. Similarly, again, if a person is rich, person is wealthy, he should be happy with what he has. Va'alav la'azra l'mishein lo. Let's say, so again, let's say wealth is often such a fascinating thing. There are some people who work so hard for it and as a result acquire it. And then there are some people also here you look at and you're like, I don't understand how you have, 2 nickels to rub together, right? There's no chachma, there's no wisdom. And so, I will say, because at the end of the day, wealth is an incredible example. There are some people who work very hard and have very little. There are some people who work very little and have a lot. The nature of the world is such that wealth is often a gift to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So why does he convey it? Why does he convey it? Why does he give wealth to some and not to others? Very simple. The same reason he gives intellect to some and not to others. The same reason he gives strength to some and not to others, to be able to take what you have and be able to share it. Gibarhu, person is strong. Alav lazar l'koshim l'atzil na'shukim. Ultimately, again, a person is strong. Why does HaKadosh Baruch Hu give some people strength? In order to go ahead and help those who are weak. So I will say, what Ramchal is pointing out over here is that sometimes we become carried away and arrogant because of the gifts that Hashem has given us without realizing that the reason I have those gifts is to be able to take them to those who give them to those who do not have them. So we'll stop over here for today. We're stopping a few. Thank you. We're stopping a few lines early today, but I will say shkoyach, Me'ez Hashem, to be continued tomorrow. What happened?